Alderman Tabarez.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to thank you. You reached out to me personally last week, asking for support for to be our new Commissioner of Aviation. Thank you for that call. We had a chance to talk for a little bit, and I've talked to a lot of folks, and they say a lot of good things about you.
I think I
And
talked to you when I was
respect-
at the hospital.
Yes, you were at the hospital when you picked up
Sorry.
that phone call.
Yeah.
But I've spoken to a lot of folks and they respect your credentials. So I wanted to get an understanding that under your leadership, how we're going to prioritize O'Hare 21, the redevelopment of O'Hare 21. The reason being is that in a couple of weeks, the RFP for the concessions is going to be due. And a lot of these concessions it would be helpful that they get forecasted a opening date. So I wanted to get an understanding that under your leadership, how we're going to prioritize the redevelopment of O'Hare 21, and if we have a construction schedule in place.
We do. And so for Satellite 1, we are due to break ground this summer in July. So that's the goal. That was the goal of the previous commissioner, and I'm sticking to that schedule. So this summer, and I expect that to be July. We'll be breaking ground for S1.
Okay.
And we are proceeding with the schedule that's already in place for that. So I expect that schedule to stay in place. You mentioned concessions. So there are a couple of issues, obviously, that are priorities for the department right now, right? And you touched on two of them. Obviously, concessions is 148,000 square feet, over 110,000 commercial stores, the largest of any. I think it's the largest of any U.S. airport in the country ever. So that RFP is obviously currently on the street right now. And I think those bids are due June 6th, I believe it is, June 6th. So we expect that to proceed. I've touched already a little bit on the phasing of the TAP, S1. We will be breaking ground in July. I expect to keep to that schedule. I talked to a couple of folks early, and I'm very much certain that we will be sticking with that schedule. I think another issue is obviously just the gate redetermination, right, with American and United. Yeah, obviously, we're aware that a lawsuit has been filed, so I'm not going to comment on the status of that. But just to say that, the lawsuit itself and the disagreement that's taken place there, I think is some ways is very positive, and that shows that demand is up at O'Hare, right? Airlines are eager to fly to and from O'Hare, so it's sort of a good problem to have, right? And so all the more reason for us to move ahead and stay on that schedule for the TAP program.
No, and thank you for your answer to that question, because when we compare our city to other cities like Dallas, Denver, and Houston, they have picked up their construction schedules.
Yes.
And so I thank you that we foresee in July that will be picked up. I want to give the example of O'Hare Terminal 5, because it's taking them 3.5+ years to open up just 10 locations. And so how is the Chicago Department of Aviation going to ensure that 70+ locations are going to get built in 3 to 5 years as part of this new RFP that's going to be due in a couple of weeks, June 6th?
Well, you're exactly right. So that's going to be a tremendous task. I know that I need to talk with the staff and get back with them. I haven't had a chance to really delve into it all. Excuse me. But I know a team is in place. I think we'll be in a better position to understand and give an answer to that once those RFPs, once those proposals come in. We've taken a look at them, and then we know exactly what we're dealing with on those. So I can get back to you with that.
Okay, great. No, I look forward to your answer for that. Just, we're also considering a new global terminal that's going to be built, and those concessions opportunities are going to get bid out. But
Yes.
it makes, to get a sense of the forecast of the schedule, it just makes sense because
Yeah.
it just makes a difference when the ACDBE, they have to obtain financing.
Mhm.
And it helps when they get a schedule in place and all of that, make sure that it runs smoothly.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. I think the key is, you're right, that scheduling for everybody. It's also important that our concessionaires understand exactly, what they're getting into. So we need to make sure that they're educated on those opportunities. And then obviously also, I want to make sure that the opportunities out there are very much reflective of the diversity and unique character of the city of Chicago. That's very important. So everybody needs to have an opportunity to participate. I want it to be reflective of Chicago and Chicago's diversity and uniqueness. So
Okay.
you're exactly right.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Alderman.